Welcome to A Scottish Ghost Story, A Day, Series 1, Castle Ghosts, brought to you by bagtownclans.com. I'm your host, Derek McDonald, and today we travel to the historic and imposing Thirlestane Castle, set near the town of Lauder in the beautiful borders of southern Scotland. This magnificent 16th century stronghold, with its towering turrets and lavish interiors, has long been a symbol of the powerful Maitland family. But behind its grandeur lies a chilling legacy of torment and darkness. Whispers of John Maitland's misdeeds echo through the castle's corridors, and the restless spirits of his victims are said to haunt the very walls where their suffering took place. Dare you step into the shadows of Thirlestane Castle, where history and horror intertwine? Thirlestane Castle, with its majestic presence and elaborate architectural details, has stood for centuries as a symbol of the Maitland family's influence. Built in the 16th century and remodelled over the years, it became not just a fortress, but a palace, embodying the ambition and power of the Maitlands. The family's most infamous figure, John Maitland, Duke of Lauderdale, served as Secretary of State for Scotland under Charles II and was one of the most powerful men in the kingdom. However, beneath the political might and polished veneer lay a man whose reputation was tarnished by cruelty and violence. John Maitland was rumoured to have abused his position, using Thirlestane as a place of debauchery and horror. According to local legend, Maitland was a sadistic figure who not only tortured but raped numerous victims within the castle's hidden rooms. Some accounts claim that these atrocities took place far from the eyes of the public, in the depths of Thirlestane's cellars and secret chambers, where cries for mercy were swallowed by the thick stone walls. While historical documentation on these specific crimes remains elusive, the spectral presence of Maitland's victims has become deeply ingrained in local lore. It is said that their restless spirits still wander the halls of Thirlestane, their suffering imprinted on the very fabric of the castle. Visitors have reported strange occurrences, from chilling cold spots to unexplained shadows moving in the periphery of their vision. Most disturbing of all are the fleeting apparitions of women, ghostly figures dressed in the fashion of centuries past, who appear in the darkened corners of the grand bedchambers and hallways, their faces twisted in expressions of sorrow and terror. One particular chamber is believed to be the heart of this haunting, the very room where John Maitland met his end. After falling from political favour and living out his final days in disgrace, it is said that the Duke's spirit, along with those of his tortured victims, has lingered. Witnesses have reported hearing the sound of heavy footsteps pacing through the room, doors creaking open and slamming shut on their own. On certain nights, the air is said to grow thick with an unnatural cold, as if the very stones of the castle are soaked with the anguish of the past. The Duke himself is said to manifest as a brooding figure, standing silently by the fireplace or gazing out of the windows toward the surrounding woodlands. His spirit, while imposing, does not speak, but those who have encountered him describe an overwhelming sense of dread. Could it be that Maitland is bound to the castle by his own dark deeds, forever trapped alongside the spirits of those he wronged? But Thirlestane's ghostly reputation doesn't end with John Maitland. The castle, with its long and complex history, has been the site of many key events. It played host to Bonnie Prince Charlie during his march south in 1745, and even served as a hospital for injured soldiers during World War I. The weight of these historical moments seems to have left an indelible mark on the castle, infusing it with an atmosphere that many describe as unsettling. Staff and guests alike have reported hearing soft murmurs and whispers when no one else is present, as though the castle itself is alive with the echoes of the past. In the dead of night, strange sounds are often heard from the old nursery, where laughter, footsteps, and the faint music of long-forgotten parties seem to emanate from the walls. Some have even claimed to see a figure resembling Bonnie Prince Charlie peering from a tower window, as if the castle's most famous guest never truly left. And yet, it is the memory of Maitland's victims that haunts Thirlestane most intensely. The tragic spirits of the women who suffered at his hands are said to roam the castle's gardens and corridors, their grief and pain etched into every corner of this once glorious palace. Their apparitions serve as a reminder of the darker side of history, where power and privilege could be wielded with unchecked cruelty. Today, Thirlestane Castle remains a popular destination for visitors seeking to explore its opulent rooms and beautifully manicured gardens. But for those brave enough to linger after dark, it offers more than just a glimpse into Scotland's aristocratic past. It offers a window into the supernatural, where the spirits of the wronged and the wicked still cling to the ancient stones. If you ever find yourself wandering through the grand halls of Thirlestane, take a moment to pause and listen. Amidst the echoes of history, you might just hear the faint cries of those who endured Maitland's wrath, their voices carried on the cold winds that sweep through this haunted castle. Thank you for joining me today on A Scottish Ghost Story a Day. Thirlestane Castle is a place of both beauty and darkness, where history and the paranormal collide in a powerful and disturbing way. Until next time, I'm Derek McDonald. Stay curious and stay safe.